Hello Cloud Gurus, welcome to this short video. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. In this pretty small video, we're going to talk about Terraform on Azure. For those of you who do not know what is Terraform or what is Azure, the motive of this video is to make you guys aware what Terraform is all about. It's an infrastructure provisioning tool via which you can manage and provision your infrastructure, be on any cloud, AWS, DigitalOcean, Azure, GCP. However, for the purpose of the video, we have chosen Azure, which is Microsoft's public cloud, to spin up your resources. Just like could be your virtual machines, network, IP addresses, node balancers, security groups, could be anything. So that's pretty much all about the agenda. So at the end of the video, we would expect you to understand what Terraform is all about, how it can communicate with Azure, and you can build resources using Terraform on Azure. So without further ado, let's get started. So Terraform is an open source tool which is built by HashiCorp. It's is used to manage and define your infrastructure as a code, and then it's using a high level language called HashiCorp language, which is built by HashiCorp itself, or you can use JSON as well. Terraform is used to build infrastructure resources on public clouds like Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, and then Microsoft Azure as well. Apart from that, you can build your infrastructure using OpenStack or any of the on-premises platform. First thing first, what you need to have is Azure subscription. I have one Azure subscription with me. Just in case you do not have one, what you can do is you can simply use Azure's free account trial. So just use it, enter your details, and get started. And you can get almost $200 of free credit to be used, which is enough to get your hands dirty on Azure. Apart from that, what you would need is the Terraform binaries. So whatever deemed appropriate for your operating system, download the Terraform binary executable from here. It's just simple one binary which you can download on your operating system. These are the two main prerequisites which you need to have before you get started and write some code. Now the first step is to make sure that you have got your Azure and Terraform authentication ready. Now before you do and go ahead and build your infrastructure or manage your infrastructure, your Terraform needs to speak to Azure so that it can make changes on Azure. So there are multiple ways for authentication. Either you can use these client subscription or client ID key. Apart from that, if you don't want to do that, you can use Azure AZ login as well. So simply type in Azure login, and this will take you to the browser, and from there you can just type in your credentials of your Azure subscription and you should be good. Alright, I'm gonna hit cancel so that it doesn't take me through, because I've already logged in using my secret key which I've just shown you. Once you have done, the first step is to build resource group. Now before creating any resource group, any resources on Azure, you should have a resource group. Just like in GCP, you need to have a project, and underneath the project you have your bunch of different resources like the compute machines, networks, and bunch of other stuff. So to do that, what you need to do is you type in resource, that's the syntax, and then type and the name. Type is the API key which you're going to use. If you want to create a resource group, you can simply get the resource group API from here and just paste it over there and give it a reference. Now this reference is not a name of the resource, but rather a tag which is given to that resources, which can be used later. And then the curly braces starts and ends over here, and the few mandatory parameters. Now you must be wondering how I have got these resource API details. I have not memorized it. I don't remember them by heart. I can simply get them from Terraform Azure documentation right from here. So if you go over here, you can get all the APIs details right from here. You can see you can get all these resources API. So you need to just pick this API name, paste it over here, and you should be good. So suppose you want to create a storage account, you go to storage account and get all the details over here, examples over here. Now the mandatory parameters, required parameter, you should feed in those details. The optional one you can always skip. Now what we're gonna do is, in this video, we have created a resource group. That's the first thing we create on Azure, and then we have defined a name and location. Now these name and location, we are using the variables. The name of the resource group and location of the resource group is already being defined in the var file. So you need to create two files, main files and the var files. Main files, you create keep all the configuration, you keep the code which is going to create the resources. In the var file, what you're going to do is you can simply define the resources, the location name, the variable, the syntax goes like name of the variable syntax, and then the name of the variable. Now this name could be anything. Since we have defined location over here, and you can see the location name is right over here, resource group has been defined over here against default. So var dot resource group, that's what we have defined over here. Var dot resource group, location var dot location, tags var dot tags, and this is how we have built the entire code. This is how defined resource group, and similarly we have defined virtual network, subnets, and output. In the var section, if you come here, you would see that we've got variables, location, resource group, variable name, address space, and bunch of other information as well. First thing first, now let's go ahead and run the code, and hopefully it shouldn't give us any error. The first thing, whenever you've written a code, Terraform init should be the first command you should be running, and this is used to initialize your working directory so that Terraform understand you've written a code for Azure. You've not written a code for anything else. So as soon as you hit Terraform init, it's gonna go ahead and download any plugins or modules for you. So if you hit Terraform init, what it's going to do is you can see the checking available provider plugins from HashiCorp release, and then it has read your code and it has seen that you want to build infrastructure on Azure, so it's going to download plugins from Azure RM. Once you've done that, Terraform plan is the second command, which gives you an idea what it is actually going to create, rather than you just creating it, go ahead and creating it. So Terraform plan gives kind of, you can visualize what's your code going to create, and it is not going to do anything, it's just going to give you what it is going to create. So as you can see, there are three things to add: 0 to change, 0 to destroy. The plus sign indicates that it's going to create something. So as soon as you hit Terraform plan, it's going to say that it's going to create a resource group with this name and a location, then it's going to create a subnet, and then it's going to create a virtual network. Once you've done that, it's time, once you've verified that, it's time for you to apply it. You do that by using Terraform apply, hit enter, and type in yes. And that's pretty much all. That's easy how it is to build an infrastructure using Terraform. That's it for today. I hope this was informative. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.